Hello. Good evening. How are we all? Lovely to have you in my craft room again this evening in the new slot. We're still getting used to it. Thursday at 7 o'clock. Hello, Polka Dot Chart. Lovely to have you with us. You're on Instagram, and Charlotte and Tailor Made Crafts. So lovely to have you with us. Sorry if I keep looking over here. Hi, Juniper Jane. How are you? Hello, Wendy. Hello, Pauline. So we are streaming live on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. So feel free to jump around if you're wanting to check out the chat. I will try and keep you updated. I can see all three chats, so I will try and keep everyone connected. And if you do see me sort of keeping looking to my right there, that is because the comments are up there. You guys are here, but the comments are up there. So today we are going to play with Sir Shroom. So if you're not sure, Sir Shroom is this month's downloadable free digi. So we're going to make something with him because why not? Thank you, Lisa. So Lisa has shared to the Hive. So that is what we are going to be doing today. I am going to be a little bit cheeky and ask that if you can and if you want to, if you would share the live on whatever platform you're on, that would be really appreciated. It's a great way of helping small businesses like myself keep going. So thank you ever so much. I'm just checking the chats now. So without further ado, shall we just swizzle you around and actually get crafting? Because that's what you've tuned in for, isn't it? So we'll do that. We will do the whole strange lighting thing again. It is vanity. It's purely all the bright lights that I need for making it really good for you to watch what's going on are just not very flattering. So I pretty much sit in the dark so that it looks slightly better. Hello, Hubby. That is Gadget Boy 2000 for anyone that's there. Is now joined on Instagram, so he'll be keeping an eye and making sure I'm behaving myself. I'm not stealing any more cleaning products. I don't think we're stealing cleaning products today. Well, not as yet. Who knows? I have a rough idea plan. Probably more planned than I ever am when it comes to crafting. But I'm trying to be more organised. My admin team are trying to make me more organised. I'm doing my best. Your granulating watercolours have arrived. Yay! Enjoy. Hello, Amy. How are you? Nice to have you with us. Right, so I will swizzle you around like I was saying. We will fix the lighting and then we will get crafting. See, so this is the, I have to, yeah. There we go. Where's the kitty? She is not here at the minute. She could turn up at any point. To be honest, she's not one that normally interferes, but for some reason she just decided that I wasn't allowed to work this morning. Just sat right in the middle of my desk. It was like, that is really useful. I'm just going to turn this light down a little bit. Sorry. I've been filming with a new toy. And, hello Maria. And I was needing to up the light, but I think it was a bit bright there for you guys. You're going to have a go later with your watercolours. Excellent. Right, so as I mentioned, we are going to be playing with Sir Shroom. So this is a freebie. I do have members of my team in Facebook and Instagram, and they will be gradually sharing the links for everything if you see something that you fancy. But this is what we're going to be doing today. Now, I'm going to start off using this stencil, and I'm going to use it for a little bit of doodling today. I've just realised that I've forgotten something. I've got 2 seconds. I'm just going to quickly stretch across the room, and I'm knocking stuff over as I stretch. There we go. Sorry, I needed this. I thought it was a bit too good to be true to be very organised. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to doodle with. So I'm going to grab a pencil. These are Inktense pencils because I'm going to actually colour this in and I'm going to watercolour it. And this is my biggest tip if you're going to be watercolouring, is sketch out with a watercolour pencil. If you sketch out with a normal HB pencil, you just never seem to properly get rid of the line. But the watercolour pencil will blend in with the watercolours as you colour. Oh! Lisa's put all the links in at once, so there's a wee shopping list there for you if you fancy. We're going to start off using this, and then what I have done is I have drawn again on a copier bit of paper. Now this particular stencil does come with a mask. So technically I could have just used this. This is a very filthy mask. Can you just about see that I've drawn a green line there? See if I just angle it slightly. We can just about see it there. But I want to create a mask. Now, as much as this comes with a mask, my stamps are made out of 350 micron mylar. So if you can see that, they are really quite chunky. And that means it's great for when you're doing lots of texture-y type things. But what I want to do is I'm trying to create a mask so that I can stamp around it. So I'm just spraying it with a bit of this. This is the Crafter's Companion Stick and Spray. It's repositionable glue, but any kind of repositionable glue. And I'm going to use this. Lisa's eating her dinner. That's all right. And the reason that I want to use this rather than my stencil is because this is probably like the thinnest thing that I can get, which means I'm going to get more even stamping. Hello, Jan is in the house, and yes, we're just about behaving, I think. Jan also promised everyone cake, by the way. She made a distinct mention of cake to Lisa and I earlier. So everyone nip over to Jan's house because she's offering cakes. Yeah, stencils are useful for all sorts of things. I mean, we had great fun last week. Who was here last week when we did the reverse stenciling? That was fun. I love it when you've been crafting forever and you sort of discover a newish sort of technique. But I keep meaning to make a video. I've got a big long list of videos that I'm going to make someday. Someday when I have time. Someday when we're not building a website, eh, Alistair? Right. So the idea for this is Kezia wasn't well again. Thankfully she's bounced back really quickly. I have to say I was a little bit in a panic because she started with another cold. I'm like, no, and she was so ill on Saturday. So over the weekend we had a Alice in Wonderland fest to ourselves. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you what I'm using. I mean, Lisa has put all of the links. But there you go. So this is the Angora stamp set, and we're just using this one here. So yeah, because I was working on some other stuff, some other secret stuff, and I was like, let's have an Alice in Wonderland fest, because I fancied some Alice in Wonderland inspiration. And whilst we were watching the cartoon version of Alice in Wonderland, I noticed that the trees in the Queen of Hearts gardens were actually spades. I don't know why I'd never sort of picked up on that before, but the actual trees were a spade shape. So of course I'm like, oh, now I have to do that. So this spade, as you know, I'm very inspired by Alice in Wonderland. There always seems to be lots of Alice in Wonderland stuff coming and going. Jan's bought fairy cakes. Everybody. Anyone else eating goodies? So yeah, as a result of that, the idea for this page sort of formulated. So what I'm doing is I'm using this stamp here to sort of create a little bit of a harlequin effect. I'm not going to do exactamondo, but I'm just going to move it around the spade shape that we've got, and we will just build it up and see what occurs. Now in my head, because I'm working in a 12 by 12 page, I'm envisaging, that's a big word, I'm envisaging lots of white space, but we'll see in reality if that's what actually occurs. Hello Dominique, lovely to have you here. Now what's Jan giggling about? Jan's giggling about something. I've missed a joke somewhere. He's a chatting too fast. Let me scroll back. Jan's giggling on YouTube. Oh, you've brought fairy crumbs, but no dropping crumbs. Okay. Hello Susan. Oh yes, you're giggling about cake. So yeah, this is what we are doing today. I was watching a very interesting YouTube video. Sir Shroom, yes, Sir Shroom, look. Hello. He's come to say hello. Yes, Sir Shroom is going to be the main feature of this page, or the main character of this page. So this, obviously, because I was inspired by watching Alice in Wonderland, it's going to have a nod to Alice in Wonderland, but other than the spade, the harlequin and the mushroom, there's not really much Wonderlandy going on. We've not got an Alice or bits and pieces, Alice or a Cheshire Cat or anything like that. I've just taken a small element of it that inspired me in the moment. So I'm just going to add that little bit of harlequin. That'll do. There we go. And then let's take our mask off. Stuck down. I'm trying to do this without removing too much surface. Yeah, so as I was about to say, I was watching a vlog. So actually, Furry Little Peach, it was one of her recent vlogs, and she's currently working her way through The Artist's Way, which I have done, and I think it's a fabulous book, very good for anyone that's creative. But she'd taken something from it that I hadn't really before, because obviously this book was written ages ago. I'm sort of pre everything being served to us on a plate via Tinternet. And she made a really interesting point that obviously the algorithm gets used to what we like, and it sort of only serves us stuff that things that we might be interested in. I'm wanting to go for greens here. We're going to add a bit of green to the tree. Yeah, so the algorithm only sort of serves us things that it thinks that we're interested in. So, The Artist's Way is such a good book. It really is. It is very good. I definitely need to be putting it into practice. I was all inspired to put it into practice, and then with Kezia being so unwell last year, it's like getting up and doing my morning pages and getting the artist date done hasn't happened. But my friend and I are planning on doing it together, so that hopefully should help with that. Right, I'm now going to come in and bring some green. But anyway, in this vlog by Very Little Peach, so she was talking about this, and she was saying that sometimes we need to look out with the norm, or out with our normal likes and dislikes to be inspired. So sometimes we're never kind of going to grow or try something new or try something different if we only use the internet for inspiration. So she went into a library and stuff like that for inspiration. And she saw things like Art Nouveau. She says she's not really that interested in Art Nouveau, but she actually found elements in this book that she found really interesting and nice. And it wouldn't have happened to her if she'd been scrolling Instagram or Pinterest, because it's not something that she's shown an interest in before, and yet she learned something creative from it. I do have a point to all this rambling. So yes, I was watching a film. So this has been inspired by a film, but it is quite good just to kind of put ourselves out there, be inspired by nature, be inspired by books that we read, be inspired by day-to-day life, because actually sitting and scrolling for inspiration isn't always the best way. I'm just putting multiple greens in this. Don't actually have a plan of completely what we're doing. I'm just trying to make it look like a tree. So in such, I was using the film Alice in Wonderland. And to be honest, the animated version is not really my favourite version of Alice out there. But this particular creation that I'm going to be doing today was very loosely inspired by it. So it was seeing the tree that was a spade shape, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to give that a try. I'm just going to splatter some greens out with, because we can. I always like that kind of splatterly, painterly look. It's also created a bit of texture on the tree, which is quite nice. And we will define the tree a bit more in a minute. Look at that, that looks fab. So this is, I've totally like messed up my paints there, look. It's alright, we'll clean that later. You just spray it with water and wipe the top layer off. Hello Maria, how are you? Nice to... You like the original Disney version? Sorry, I do feel like I was totally waffling. Waffle there, but I hope it sort of had a point. Right, I'm going to blast with this heat gun. In all honesty, under normal circumstances, I would just leave it. But we are trying to sort of not have this craft session last 3 hours. We like to try and keep it within the hour. I was waffling. Sorry, Jan. I was waffling a lot. I hope the waffling wasn't too painful. Does that make more sense? Plug this in and give a little waft. Right, the splatters I did more for getting this sort of painterly look out with. But I actually really like the texture it's given on the tree. So that was a fortuitous result. Just going to try and waft that dry as much as possible. And these splatters down here, I might have to smudge some of these out because I need to work on this bit next. So I'm just going to lift it. Happy accidents are always fantastic, absolutely. Right, just going to lift that there. Totally wibble wobbled my page now from heating it. It's like got a nice, I don't know if you can see it, a nice warp to it now. Right, I'm going to come out with some Artix marker. I'm going to use this one because it's a paint marker rather than an alcohol marker, because an alcohol marker will bleed through the page. So I'm going to stick with a paint one for just now, and I've just stuck my finger through that and created a nice line. Hence why it's best to let things dry first. But you know, needs must and all that. So I'm just going to colour that in. Don't need to be overly precise. I'm not going to get shading and toning in this because we're just going in with the one colour. But it's just to get that block of black down. And we will doodle around the top of the tree as well to get it a bit more, what's the word? Unified, so it makes sense. Now, I'm incredibly organised and I've got all my stuff ready to go. So I'm looking for my stencil that should be ready to go. Let's have a look. All right, here we go. So we used this a couple of weeks ago, but it wasn't listed on my website, but I do actually have some in stock. So I have re-uploaded these. Can you ask, the watercolours you have just moved, will they dry on their own and then you can put them away? Yes. You can just let them dry and yeah, they'll be fine. Right, so I'm going to use this to create a little bit of grass along here. So I'm going to start off and we're going to add a little bit of grass a bit more subtly, using Distress ink and ink pad brush thing. Hello Beth, how are you? Hello Maria. So I'm just going to use this to bring it in, and then I'm going to use some paint markers to get a little bit more definition. And then I'm going to come back in with my watercolours. So I'm just building up the base. So this particular stencil, as I said, it is now available in the shop. The lovely Lisa has put links up for these, but I would say normally you kind of go like this with your stencil, but because we have these very fine bits here, it can tend to get wrecked. So with this particular grass, I would just come down. But if you kind of move the stencil around, you will still get different effects, and you can still get that nice layered look. So I'm just going to bring some of this down. As I said, I'm just trying to create a little bit of base and texture for this tree to be sat on. And it's like, this is very random. It's going to be me. It's very random. It's very whimsical. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't need to. It's your journal. Sketchy Meadow. Yep. And we actually have some in stock. So for those of you that were looking at me, or looking at the page I did the other day, I'm thinking, I love that stencil. And then went to check and it wasn't there. I did get a telling off for that. I've now re-uploaded some stock, so it is available. There we go. So I've done that. Now I'm going to come in with some green markers. I should probably bring out let's bring out the swatch, because it does make a difference. Is this my swatch pad? Yes. This is one of my favourite swatch journals. For those of you that bought the granulating paint, that's it, granulating there. I did start on a video for it and I've not finished it. I've started on many videos and not finished it. So I'm just looking, I want some, so I think maybe these two greens, because they match those three, because they kind of match the watercolours that we've been using. So that is 5, 5 and 6, 3 and 6, 4. If you do invest in these, I can put a link to these later. Where's my 6, 4 gone? Can't see it for looking. No, I'm not seeing it. We'll just have these two for just now then, and I will play hunt the marker later. I got this one and I thought it was really dry, and I was really disappointed because I just spent money on it and it didn't seem to be working. And then I got a message back from Arteza saying to make sure that the markers were stored upside down. Sorry, Artex, not Arteza. To make sure the markers are stored upside down and put them like that for 24 hours. And it should be okay, and they were. So if anyone gets any sort of paint markers and they're struggling with it drying, it could be just the way that you have stored it. I'm going to put two different. Lisa's got internet problems. Oh dear. Technology is only good when it works, isn't it? And then it's just. So now we're using our stencils. I think we discussed earlier about stencils being unsung heroes. And there's so many different techniques. As I said last week, we're doing reverse stenciling, which was really cool. We've done ink through it. We've used it to doodle through. Now we're putting paint markers through it. So there's so many options of things that you can do. I think they're a brilliant product. They're also a fairly reasonably priced one as well. And you tend to find that a lot of things with your stencils, it kind of matches everything that you have. See, so now we've got a little bit, they having putting the paint markers through this and having a much more definite solid colour is really adding quite a bit of texture to the overall piece, which is fabulous. That's looking really good, she says for herself. I'm loving the kind of really sketchy, I mean that is called Sketchy Meadow, but I love the sketchy painterly look that we are getting from You Need More Stencils. Yeah, I always need more stencils. That's really fun. I like that. Okay, so now I'm going to come back in with my watercolours, and I'm just going to create a little bit of grounding underneath this. Let's go in and, oh, that's very too dark. Don't want that colour at all. But don't panic when it comes to watercolour. What's quite interesting there, which I wasn't I didn't really think about, but actually it makes common sense. We've got acrylic markers underneath there. Can you see how the watercolour's resisting it? So that is creating quite a fun look and technique. Hello Caroline, how are you? So let's come in with some of these greens. I'm just going to create a little bit of grounding. I think we need that pale one, to be honest. So I'm not needing too much here. It's just really, I'm going to knock that back quite a bit. I'm just trying to ground it. Create a little bit of definition on that. I think I might do some more painterly grass over that in a minute. Oh, I like that. That's turned out well. Hi Lynn, how are you? You only have the recent card shapes. You need to get an order sent to someone coming over. Do you know, I have a lady that lives in Spain that does that. I have a lady that lives in Spain, and I think she's in her 80s. She's so sweet. She always phones me up to place an order because she doesn't like doing it on the website. But she always times it. So every time she has someone coming over to visit, she places an order, and I have to send it. So I send it to a different place every time. How much that knocks it back, just lifting it up with the... I think that's knocked it back a little bit too much now, but we'll just keep building and building. There we go. I quite like that. What I am going to do is I'm going to come back in with the Meadow stencil and just re-go over some of that foreground. My hair in the middle of that for some reason. Just keep him. I'm faffing now. Well, I've done the waffling, and now we are faffing. Team meeting at yours, yeah. Wendy's invited us all over for a craft afternoon. She's in Spain in an olive grove, so let's go there. She has cake. Do you have a vineyard? We'll hire a minibus. Alistair, you can drive. I'm not driving all the way over to Spain. I can barely drive down to... Well, yeah, I don't do city driving. It's like when I go down to do Telebox Land, and then I get asked, why don't you drive? And I'm like, ha ha. Not that far, don't be daft. Right, just gonna dry this a little bit again now. That is so cool. It's really whimsical and fancy, and it's got a nod to Alice in Wonderland, which is where the inspiration started. I think that's what all my long waffle was about. It's like exposing yourself to different things. That's where you get inspiration. Jan's going to bring the cakes. Just going to heat it from the reverse a little bit because it is warping my paper slightly. Okay, and let's come back in and do a few more little bits with this, with the paint pen. Okay, right, now I need to go back to the original stencil. Have I put that somewhere safe? It looks very much like it. Where is the safe place that you have been stored? Honestly, like, I'm so proud of myself because I've been far more organised than I have ever been. And even when I'm really organised, I've managed to put my stencil, I mean, you saw me have it, I've managed to put it in a safe place. And I can't see it now. Oh well, we might be freehanding. Right, so this is Mr. Sir's room. He is the freebie. Oh, doesn't he look cute sat there? So we've got him, and don't forget you can print him off in different sizes, which I did have an example of. Right, so let me think. I'm just going to move him slightly further away so that we can see it's a tree shaped. And then I'm going to bring in, let me see. So what I did when I was prepping is the Buzzy Bee blooms. We've got this little rose shape here. Please do not mention Surshroom. Why not? You liked Surshroom. You actually got one, Jan. You actually won one. Normally, Jan likes the losing the losing free digi, but you got it. You got the one you wanted this time. So yeah, obviously the roses on the tree, that was part of the. You want the pumpkin. Behaved yourself. You did not want the pumpkin. Oh dear. So yeah, I've in my prep. See, I was trying to prep. I managed to put big splooers all over the place. In my prep, I sat and coloured and fussy cut all of these out because I didn't think we needed to see that. And I'm hoping that as I gradually glue all of this down, that somehow my eye is going to catch what on earth I did with those stencils. And I will be... can't see them. And I will be able to, because I want to grab my stencil to add a bit of doodle detail to my tree. I just genuinely cannot see what I have done with it. It's shocking. Shocking, shocking, shocking. Well, I have to say today has given me some inspiration for what next month's freebie options will be. I'm sorry, just checking the chat. So I've coloured Surshroom and the roses using my Ahuhu markers. I have videoed myself doing such on, I found I did video myself doing it on my new contraption thing, so hopefully that will be coming as a little short at some point so you can see me colouring that. But it does take quite a long time to colour, so rather than the live taking forever, I'm just taking a black pen. This is a biro, it's not even like a proper crafting pen, and I'm going to do numerous lines round so that we get, I think it's going to look quite sketchy if we do that. And so now we've just emphasised that. I'm also just going to do little scribbles because I can. Let's just, I might do some around the stalk area as well. And what we can do is we can sort of do a couple around some of, I'm not going to do all the grasses, but possibly just on the little horizon line. All I'm doing is I'm scribbling round the ones that are already there from the Sketchy Meadow stencil. So we've got that now. I've got some spare little roses, so I'm just gonna, I'd intended to put these here, so I don't know why I'm stuck them down properly. I got upset because I lost my I'm just going to put a couple of roses around about them. The spade stencil, yep. So I do believe if you scroll back, the lovely Lisa did kind of put a shopping list down, so all the stencils and the bits and bobs that I have used. But also, I think it's quite good, is Surshroom is a freebie, so anybody can download him for absolutely for free. If you are on Facebook, it will be pinned in the top of my Facebook group or on my page. If you're on Instagram, it will be in my highlights under free digis. And if you're on YouTube, once I have finished this live, I will put a link in the description box below. So, and I think it's quite good. Sometimes just getting something new can inspire you. So obviously he's a brand new image, but he's also completely free. But then sometimes getting something new like that, it helps you get your old stuff out and have a little play with some of the stuff that you've already got. Now I've just taken my that stencil back in and putting a little bit of greenery over Sir's room, so he looks like he's sat in there. I just think that's quite cute. I'm also just going to bring a bit more out to the edge of these roses as well. I quite like these paint markers. To be honest, some of these are getting quite dry, and I did spend quite a lot on them, and I've not really used them that much, and having seen some people, to be honest, everyone that's reviewed them so far got gifted them. So that's why I wanted to do them myself. I wanted to do a review of somebody that had bought them. And I do really like them, but already some are a bit dry. But I did buy a really cheap version from B&M, and I think if they're kind of going to dry out, you may as well get the £4 ones from B&M. So, but we can look at that another day. Right, just going to emphasise the horizon line with the black pen here with a few little scribbles. I'm also thinking, let's get the red Arctics pen. I keep saying, yeah, Arctics. Have you tried the Ecoline brush markers? Yes, they're on my wall of happiness. Like, they're completely accessible just here. So I do like them. The reason I bought these is because I didn't have any acrylic markers and I saw a lot of people use them. So I bought a few of those. I'm just going to come in and add some red dots. I'm now just at the finishing off stage really. I'm going to add some red dots so that it looks like little red flowers in and around. I don't want to do this with splatters because I want it in this particular area. Oh, this is so cute. When you have an idea in your head and then sometimes the reality doesn't quite live up to expectations, but I kind of feel like this one has. It's turned out better than I expected. This now looks like it's got the measles, so I'm not overly thrilled with that. But thankfully with paint markers, you can just go over them. It would look better. You behave yourself, Jan. You won it this time. Stop moaning. You wanted mushroom. You fought Lisa in the comments for the mushroom and you got your mushroom. And now you're wanting the pumpkin. Honestly, you're just misbehaving. Right, I'm going to go over some of these. There's a few too many red dots there. I'm just going to cover them again. But with the she's really naughty. She's just stirring it for no apparent reason. So yeah, just knocking back some of those red dots because I just got a bit too excited with them at the bottom here. Right, now I'm thinking a dangerous pastime, I know. I'm thinking now that we need a sentiment. I'm thinking just a little sentiment like that there. I'm also contemplating, Wendy, you got the years ago from Create and Craft. What did you get from Create and Craft, my lovely? Right, Wendy has started collecting something and she's got 4 so far. I need to scroll back. What's everyone collecting? I think Facebook is playing up because there's only one of you on Facebook and everyone else is on YouTube. So if you're the one person on Facebook and you're feeling a bit lonely, pop over to YouTube. That's where everyone's hanging out. The Ecoline pens. Yes, I have quite a few Ecoline pens. They are lovely. Lovely, lovely. Right. What stamps? See, this one's only got Be Happy. I don't want Be Happy. Right, let's grab my words. These are Dawn's words, but you know, that's fine. Don't stop smiling. That's fun. Let's have that one. Do, do, do. Where's the one I just saw? There we go. It's here. It's here. Simple sentiment and leave loads of white space. Yeah. Do you know, I was actually aiming for lots of white space today, and I think I've kind of done it, which is quite unusual for me. And I'm genuinely delighted with this page. Very happy. I think that is quite cute. Do I want a sentiment now though? Now I'm kind of, oh, maybe up there. I quite like it up there. What do we think? Quite like it up there. So it's either there. It's, as suggested, Caroline's hopped over. Hi, Caroline. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Facebook. I think Facebook's causing a problem because I know that Lisa didn't manage to, she was having problems with her Facebook. And as I said, normally there's quite a few of you on Facebook. There's only one. Up. Susan says up. And hi to Irene and Tezzy Girl. And is it Talika Babe? On Instagram. Lovely to have you there. There's a few of you on Instagram as well. Right. Jan's on both. Jan is by herself on Facebook and with everybody on YouTube. Jan's a whiz when it comes to like doing socials. Hi, Judy. Right. I've still, are we having a sentiment or no sentiment? I need a yes or a no, people, because I'm incapable of making my own decision. I'm just edging it black because it's me and I don't like the little white edges showing. Yes. Okay, Jan has said yes, and seeing as she's moaning about a pumpkin, which she has absolutely no right to moan about because she voted blinking mushroom on every single thing going. I mean, Facebook, Instagram, you didn't. Like, you did it. You voted in my stories, you voted on my you voted everywhere for mushroom, and now you're moaning. Sorry, Pauline. I'm afraid Jan got in first. Plus, Jan's been moaning all night. Apparently, she wants pumpkin, even though she voted about 20 times for a mushroom. Getting sneaky wee extra votes here, there, and everywhere, so she was. Don't stop smiling. Don't stop smiling, Jan. You got Mr. Shroom. Okie dokie. That be us. Like, I'm gonna look. You can see the messy desk. It's a bit of a mess, but it also allows you to see the whole page. I will try and sort of tidy it up somewhat because he does not like to be coloured. We had words and now he's sleeping in the bin. Oh, no. Sorry, Wendy. Nope. You've had your chance and you chose Mr. Shroom. We had a pumpkin last year. There's a pumpkin house floating about. And there may or may not be some pumpkin themed stuff coming soon. But that would be saying too much. So shh. Don't tell anyone. But I may have new goodies arriving next week. And they may or may not contain pumpkins. Just saying. I think one of my markers is missing. I think that green that I was looking for should be there. So it's not that I'm going insane. It's just that it's hiding somewhere. That's going to be fun. Trying to find out where I've put that. Yeah, so a clue is needed. I gave a clue. I just said there may or may not be a pumpkin in it. That was a very big clue. Well done. Despite the fact that we're having problems in Facebook and that we're all on YouTube, I've still had Restream saying that we've got over 100 comments. So well done, everyone. Great yabbering. So anyway, here is the page all finished. And as I said, for those of you that are falling out with poor Mr. Shroom, he likes being coloured. Look at him. I have done a little colouring video on my new gadget on my phone. So it's portrait mode for shorts and reels. So hopefully a little bit later on a short will go up and you can see how to to colour the lovely Mr. Shroom. He stands in the front of the queue. And with regards to pumpkins, there may or may not be, and I can't guarantee anything, coming soon. That's all I'm saying. And I'm just faffing. So anyway, I've done well. 45 minutes and a full page. What will we do next week? I genuinely don't know, but Jan keeps telling me off I need to be more organised so that I can let you all know what I'm doing. Caroline is chuffed that Sir Shroom won. Yeah, I have to say he was my favourite too. Anyway, guys, thank you ever so much. I am going to go and have a cup of tea because, quite frankly, my throat is dry now from all this yabbering. Thank you so much for joining me. It's great to have you in the craft room with me. Please do stay around. Check out our Facebook group. We have daily inspiration. We have loads of polls and stuff going on. You guys really do influence what I do. So thank you ever so much. Check us out there. And I'm on all the socials. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads. I'm sure there's some that I'm on that I haven't heard of. But do tag me in any JMC makes because I love to show them off. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care.